Good morning. On this bowl of Question Crunch, my good friend Dean Rullan answers questions about Nightcrawlers, problematic murals, and dangerous Comic Con trains. Okay, cool. So, Dean, you are one of my favorite people, and I know I say that a lot, but a lot of my guests are my favorite people. Um, we've hung out not as often as I would like to, but I think the only time that we actually were able to get together and have like a good, meaningful conversation was at 24-hour comic book day last year.
Yeah, that was really fun. Yeah.
And I would say, like, if we were not living in COVID-19 era, the last time we would have seen each other is Free Comic Book Day. But
Yeah.
because everything has been canceled, the last time we saw each other was 24-hour Comic Book Day. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't 24-hour Comic Book Day. There was a coffee day at Four Color Fantasies.
There was a coffee day?
Yeah, what's his name? Art Lounge or Comic Lounge?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. Was that was that after?
I thought it was after. I think it was after. Because 24-hour comic day was it after? Shit.
No, I think it was before the 24 hour because the 24 hour was on Halloween, right? Or no?
Yeah, I think 24-hour comic day came before the coffee thing because
Hmm.
24-hour comic day is the first weekend of October, and the coffee thing,
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
you're right.
I spent that catching up on my art challenges of October.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I forgot
So,
it was the first week for um yeah, for the event.
so that was the last time we saw each other, and I've missed you ever since. While I'm here, so you are a fantastic artist. If people haven't, and we'll mention your social media, but if people haven't been seeing your social media before, they really should. And I would like to know about your art history. What got you into art? Where it's been, where it went once you got in, and how it's going right now.
Um it actually started when I was a little kid. Um it was a contest between me and my brother, and I believe I was around 6 and he was 8, or no, 7, and my grandma would give us a contest on who could draw the best. And on that day, we got our first set of comic books from my dad, and like, so we were pretty much hyped about all the comic books we got, and we ended up like getting really into it. And I remember drawing Wolverine as my not my very first like drawing, and I forgot who he drew. I think it was either Sabretooth or someone else. But my grandma dubbed me the winner, and ever since then I just kept drawing. So yeah, my brother is pretty much the jock type, and I was the more secluded artist, I guess. So it kind of worked out, you know.
Was there a prize when you won?
um,
When you won your
yeah,
grandma's contest?
what it was I forgot. I think it was either $1 or $5, but it was like you know that's how my grandma would always like get us to do anything. It's like just with money, but yeah, I won, and I ended up buying more comic books with it. So it was it was a good day. But yeah, so after that, I just continued with drawing. In elementary school, I entered a contest for I don't know if you remember Dare.
I
Like
do remember Dare.
yeah, they
It
did a
didn't work,
uh,
but you know.
yeah, and they did a contest where a drawing contest. I forgot what it was, but the winner would be uh, getting a reward or an award and be on TV. I think, I don't know. I was like a little kid when it happened, but it was I think it was for Riverside or San Bernardino. One like it was televised, and I got an award for winning that, the Dare poster contest or whatnot. Um,
So
but yeah,
I'm curious. What kind of prize was it?
I don't remember. I just remember getting a certificate.
Well, the reason why I ask is because I also was in a Dare poster contest thing.
Really? Was it a
Yeah.
dinosaur?
Mine was a dragon, and he was in a race and said, "You lose with booze" or whatever.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was some sort of reptile, either a dragon or a dinosaur. But yeah, it must have been the same one.
That is weird, huh? Because I think I was at Deer Canyon Elementary at the time, and that's in Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and this is in Upland, so, and we were presented in somewhere. I forgot where it was.
huh.
But, oh, all pearls.
That'll be very strange if we were in the same area at the same time, playing,
Yeah,
the same competition.
yeah, that would be awesome actually if that was the case. But yeah, so after that, I just kept continuing, like, entering small um, art contests around my um, neighborhood. There was a forgot what park it was. Gosh, my memory is so bad. But it was like
That's
one of
okay.
those.
It's a park.
Yeah, it's a park, and we had to draw like more, incidentally, more dinosaurs on like the
Sure.
sidewalk with chalk and whatnot. And I don't remember if I won that, but I had a lot of fun, playing with chalk and whatnot. And yeah, so I just kept going on doing art events, um, like those kind of contests and whatnot, until in high school, um, I I feel like I got conned into doing murals around my
Okay.
school. Uh, so I ended up doing that, and they said that it would help with my grade, even though my grades were fine. So
you
I did
you were
it. But
definitely conned.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I got free art supplies out of it. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure they were
hey.
free because I kept them. Um,
Or I
but
stole them because they stole free art from
well,
me.
they never asked for them back, so you
But
know.
they stole free art from you if it's not if
Uh,
that wasn't free.
oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I have a bunch of murals in my high school, and the one up front actually got um, it hit the newspaper, saying that it conveyed like racism or something like that, because I put my this was okay by my teacher, who was Indian, and
Okay.
he told me to
Native
put
American or Indian?
Native American.
Okay.
Uh, he told me to put, because his family owns a casino and whatnot. He told me to put peace pipe and what do you call it? Playing cards on his hand. So I was like, okay, I got the okay from the teacher. Why not? And someone complained about that image, and then it hit the newspaper. Nothing really came of it. They didn't really let me fix it or take it down and whatnot. But yeah, there was that, and they were saying that there wasn't enough um, like African Americans portrayed in there, even though there was one right next to me and another one like around the, because this was a whole wall, like it just around the corner was another or two others. And but the thing is that the imagery was so diverse. Like I think there was only like two white guys in there, and they were complaining that there wasn't enough, like, African Americans. So yeah, it was.
This is kind of sound the peace pipe and casino thing sounds kind of problematic though.
Well, yeah, it was more. Yeah, I would have thought that would have been more problematic. But
Yeah.
again, like I don't know. Everyone wanted their own like piece on there, so it was And after that, I kind of stopped doing murals for the school. But yeah.
I'm sorry laughing, but that's
No. It was, yeah. Looking back, it's hilarious, but
but that's a
yeah,
hell of a stressful thing for a kid to endure.
exactly. Like I just wanted to paint my friends up there. That's it. But yeah, it got me my grade. Yeah, after high school, yeah, I had no issues with it. So yeah, yeah. But after that, I tried applying for. Well, I went to Chaffey College, did a bunch of art classes and what do you call it? Like independent studies on there for art, and then I tried applying for CalArts. I got denied, and that actually got me um, like being denied actually got to me, and I stopped doing art for about 5 years.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, it was rough. Then my wife Gladys, you've met, she pushed me to do free comic book day to show off my artwork and whatnot. I talked to Chris and let him know. Asked him if he would like support a local artist and like present my work during free comic book day. He saw my stuff and said, yeah, sure, bring your stuff. And I forgot what year that was. But
Do you
I
remember
think
what was? Do you remember where we were? Like what was the event like? Because I remember kind of the years
well,
based on.
well, it was on Archibald and Foothill. It
Okay.
was I believe I don't know if that was in 2016 or 2017. It was the first year there.
Oh, the
Um,
first year there.
yeah, when was that?
I I
The
I think
the new location.
at the new location.
Yeah,
Okay, because one of the first years. Okay, for people who have been listening, I think I've already mentioned Four Color Fantasies before, but that's the local comic book shop in Ranch Cucamonga.
yeah,
It's my favorite comic book shop. I
same
have
here.
uh, I have immense an immense amount of loyalty to Chris at Four Color Fantasies, and was it? I think the first year we did it, I think that was the year that there was nothing next door, so we took that building, so we took
Yeah,
that room, right?
like yeah. No,
Okay.
wait, was it? No, it was. I think it was still outside. Were we?
Well, because one of the
We
years the store next door didn't there was
yeah.
nothing in it, so
I
we
think that
took
was the
the
second year. Uh,
okay.
that's when we got or he got the Filipino artist that did X-Men. I forgot the inker. It's gonna kill me now that I don't remember his name. Uh, I want to say Pinocchian, but that's definitely not him. Gosh.
So Cal Arts discouraged you from doing art. So
Yeah.
I never had a grudge against Cal Arts, but now that I know that it tried to stop you from creating art,
Well,
I'm a little
it's
upset.
not. Well, I think it was more me.
Oh,
Because
it's
they
definitely it's
said they.
definitely you, but they
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah. Oh, true. But they said all my stuff is great, but they needed more um figure drawing.
La di
So like
da.
yeah, like if you thought my stuff is good, like wouldn't you think my figure drawing would have been just as good? Like I don't know. Like it just definitely discouraged me. So
Sure.
I stopped for a while, and then met Chris, and I was pushed into doing free comic book day, and kept going ever since. So thank you.
What was that?
Oh, I was thanking Chris for letting me do free comic book day.
Oh, I also want to thank your wife for
Oh, pushing
pushing you to
too.
do
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
I already thought she was awesome, but now she's now one of my heroes for getting you to keep doing art comics.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely one of my heroes.
But so you went for Free Comic Book Day, but since then you've done a lot of shows, right?
Yeah, I've done like pretty much everything in like Southern California. So I haven't, and Las Vegas. but I haven't really gone past that. I haven't gone to um, the bigger shows like Emerald City Comic Con or that kind of stuff. Those are big leagues, so yeah, I haven't gone there yet.
Well, Emerald City Comic Con, I think you even mentioned it last in the next. So when recording this, you are the next bowl that goes up, but the recording that I did before this, that's going to be the next bowl. So in the next bowl, we talk about Emerald City Comic Con as well. That is definitely one of my favorite shows. One of the nicest places. If you have you gone as a guest though?
No, I haven't. I haven't gone anywhere as a guest. We've been planning on going, but we haven't had the chance.
Emerald City Comic Con is one of the so I love that one because one of my favorite stories I tell people is that I found out that they were going to have a drink and draw, and I brought my backpack of stuff. I got my board, I got my paper, I got my pens, and I show up and I'm like, all right, cool, let's drink and draw. And they're like, all right, cool. So there's a supply table right there. You can have all your papers right there, and here's some tokens for free alcohol. And I was just like, you're giving me stuff? Who does that?
Oh, that's awesome.
They were just very accommodating, and I did not expect that.
Oh, that's cool.
But you in your art history, because now you're going by Red Inked Panda. When did that happen?
It was actually an idea I've had in junior high. But it's about this panda that gets superpowers wearing different costumes. Basically, a cosplayer. You know, considered now as a cosplayer, but when I was a kid, I didn't know anything about cosplay. You know, it was just a teddy bear suiting up as his favorite heroes and whatnot, and gaining their superpowers and being able to do silly things with that. Um, I I've been trying to refine that the story, but it ended up being pretty much a mascot for doing fan art. It's just like a panda wearing costumes and whatnot. I haven't done much of that character in a while, but I'm trying to push myself back into it. So that's it.
I absolutely would love to see more of it because I know you recently shared an old pin of yours of the the panda dressed as was it Godzilla or was it?
Yeah, it's pretty much a kaiju, but yeah, Godzilla.
Gotcha, good. But I would definitely love to see a whole story about a cartoon panda cosplaying and getting powers from the cosplays.
Yeah, yeah, it would. It's. I thought it was a good concept, but like it's just story. I'm a terrible writer, so I'm trying to having to write this myself. It's kind of a little daunting. So
Understandable. Writing can be incredibly difficult from a writer standpoint. Yeah, because you want a good story. I mean, there's
yeah,
no point in making the comic if you don't have a good story to go along with it.
yeah,
Just remember that you don't. It doesn't have to be any. It doesn't have to be an amazing story. It could just be a fun, silly story. Because if anyone's picking up a comic about a panda that dresses up in costume and becomes things, they already expect a really silly story.
well, true. Yeah.
But when did that become your handle?
Um.
Was that at the Free Comic Book Day?
Yes, I believe so. It was at that because I wanted to be known for something. I guess something um something to be known for. I guess, and I thought that would be something that I could use. So I stuck with it. I guess.
Good call. I think it's amazing. I think that it's a very recognizable cartoon character to use. I think that when I walked past your booth at San Diego Comic Con last year, I think I saw the panda before I saw the booth.
All right. Oh, that's awesome. That's good to hear.
It works. Um, so a lot of your artwork, and it's really amazing how you draw action sequences of a character that's about to like do a blow. You recently posted a drawing of Scrooge McDuck versus what's his face, the Scotch Duck. Well, both of them are Scotch, but
Yeah, Glumgold. I think that's.
okay, cool. You have this amazing drawing of Glumgold, like, looking up at Scrooge McDuck, about to just like hit him.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through your artwork, and there's a lot of moments like that where you draw the characters about to hit someone. Which sitcom aliens would you want to draw in a fight?
Let's see. I would want. The thing is, did the Ewoks have a series?
They had an animated series.
Animated, right? Oh, so
That'd
did
be a
Alf.
really weird sitcom.
Yeah. I would want Alf, but it would against maybe an Ewok or something. So
I love Alf way too much. I think about him often.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. He'll probably just talk his way out of that situation, actually. So.
Well, I always think about his laugh, the whole ha.
True.
I recently drew Alf, and I was trying to get a good drawing of his spaceship, and that was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really? I don't remember his spaceship.
Well, in the cartoon, the only thing that in the series, the only thing you see of his spaceship is just a close-up of him in the window. Then I Googled it, and I think there was a Wikipedia page for Alf, and they had a bunch of photos. One was the close-up shot of him in the window, and another one was this animated look at his ship. And the animated look at his ship, do you remember Homer Simpson's car that he designed?
Yes.
It looked something like that.
Okay, that's hilarious.
It was just this weird shaped thing. And then I saw a bunch of toys and board games of Alf's ship, and it kept changing every single time. So there's no consistent, whatever species Alf is, there's no consistent ship.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious.
I was kind of annoyed by that. And it's funny because like when I came up with that question of like what sitcom aliens would you want to fight, whenever I think of a question, I think of what my answer would be, and I kept thinking of Mork from Mork and Mindy.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Fighting the Martian from My Favorite Martian.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Do you remember Third Rock from the Sun?
Yes.
So it's interesting because when I found out that Mork and Mindy was on Hulu, I don't know if it's still on Hulu, but when I watched it on Hulu, I realized that a lot of the plots from Third Rock from the Sun were pretty much stolen from Mork and Mindy.
Really?
There were so many echoes of plots.
Really? Oh man, I didn't even know that.
It was very strange because I was watching Mork and Mindy and I was like, this seems familiar.
Oh wow.
Because Third Rock from the Sun had this episode where there's supermodels that are invading and trying to take over. And Mork and Mindy had the same sort of plot. I can't remember what it was on Mork and Mindy. I remember Third Rock from the Sun. It was they were trying to invade and take over with I think it was a hypnotizing ad during Super Bowl.
Okay. Oh man.
So I know you're a big comic book fan, and comic book movies have evolved tremendously. They have taken gigantic strides in just in cinema. Every movie seems to try to one up the previous ones.
Yes.
What is your favorite beginning in a comic book movie?
What do you mean, like the origins or like the
beginning of the movie? Because like I feel like that first scene in every comic book movie is supposed to be like really like showing you what we got.
Yeah.
Like the beginning, like the first few minutes.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite? And
in terms of superheroes, right?
Comic book movies in general, because like it could be any comic book movie. For example, like I would say Blade had a really cool beginning of the movie. I would say he's a comic book movie, But some people would say, oh, he's not a superhero movie because he's not like in the tights with a cape. But he is a superhero. He's got superpowers
Yeah.
and he does fight bad guys.
Yeah. Gosh, that's a good question. I
I
guess
can tell you what. Go on.
I guess um, it's not a certain superhero movie, but I like the ones where it the fighting sequence is already happening, and then they would have like a monologue saying, "Oh, how did I get here? How did I start? Like, let me take you back from the beginning," that kind of stuff. Um, I like that only because it's more. It gets you into the movie, like to the action sequence straight, straight away, and then then pulls you back to how the character started from, or before it happened and whatnot. I always had fun with those kind of the sequences.
I feel like that's very noir.
Yeah.
Because noir a lot of times, and it's just a cliche of like seeing the good guy dead or a good guy injured, and then uh, and then they go back and tell the story.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I ask this is because it's a conversation I have with myself a lot. Because the Dark Knight beginning with the bank robbery with the Joker is
Yeah.
still one of my favorite starring sequences. I still think about that. I quote it way more often than I should. There's a whole thing of like, no, I killed the bus driver. And he does that sidestep to get the bus
Mhm.
driver to come in. But I know you're a big fan of Nightcrawler, and the reason why I asked you specifically about the beginning of movies is because Nightcrawler's attack on the White House is still my favorite comic book movie beginning ever.
Wait, that was the beginning?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, you're
it
right.
starts off with
And,
Nightcrawler
and
attacking
you're
the White
yeah,
House.
one of my favorite sequences too. But I never thought of it like because I only watched the movie twice, and um, yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes. I just forgot that it was the start of the movie.
Well, because I know, like, it was a weird question to ask. It was definitely a weird question to ask because, like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 has a good beginning, but
Yeah.
it has that prologue of seeing Ego with Quill's mom. But I wouldn't say that that's the beginning of the movie. I say that that's the prologue. The beginning is with the fight with the alien to Mr. Blue Sky,
Yes.
and that's a good
That,
beginning
that
as well.
yeah, that's my wife's favorite actually. Like I think her all-time favorite is Groot dancing, pretty much during the fight.
I think what was great about that one was that there's been a lot of moments where I wanted the beginning of a comic book movie where the fight's going on, but the fight is not the focal point.
Yeah.
And I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy found a way to do that in such a perfect way. But Nightcrawler, I'm gonna have to look at how old that scene is, but I have not seen a movie beat that.
Yeah. Now I gotta watch that again.
It's the best. It's the best. I even though I love the Dark Knight, I remember what was it? They put it on. They put it with. What movie did they put it with? I think they put it with I Am Legend. And if you watch I Am Legend and IMAX, you got the first 15 minutes of The Dark Knight. And I watched it and my mind was just blown because that was such a perfectly a Joker-like scene, and it was perfect. And even though it was perfect, Nightcrawler's White House scene still beats it, in my opinion.
It's so funny. But yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite scenes too.
Well, it's got everything. It's creepy because there's moments where like they have the Secret Service walking through the hall and you see Nightcrawler run past behind them, and then you have
Hmm.
and every shot keeps getting better and better until the very end where you see Nightcrawler in that whole room of Secret Service men, and he's just bamfing all over the place, knocking them down before they even fall. Such a spectacular shot. Um, so I did mention that you had a Comic Con. You had a San Diego Comic Con booth last year.
Yeah.
Was that your first time having a booth at Comic Con?
Yes, that was actually my first, and I actually teamed up with two other artists, um, Kathleen Abelos and oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Let me look it up real quick
It
before
was Pepe, right?
Pepe. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
His name is so unique that like it's always
it's funny. I remember his face before I remember his name.
yeah, exactly.
Kathleen, we actually had on a recent bowl, a few bowls back.
Yeah,
But how was it having a booth at San Diego Comic Con?
it was it was way fun. Like it was and exhausting. Um, because me and my wife actually had to drive back home every night. Um, well, for 2 nights
Why?
because my mother-in-law was out of town, so she wanted to go visit family, and then so no one's watching our dogs. So now we're constantly having to like drive back and forth every day to make sure that our dogs are okay.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What time in the morning did you come? Because I know
um.
exhibitors can come in early. Did you have to drive before the sun came up?
Yeah. Pretty much. And we also had to get there to try to beat traffic and um, try to find a really good parking spot. But we ended up having to park pretty far away, but we were right by one of the trams, so we were always able to just be there right on time. So it kind of
Damn.
worked out. Yeah.
I do not. I do not, because like I've done shows. I've exhibited in different shows, but doing Comic Con sounds really exhausting. Having what, 5 days?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those. Um, the most stressful part though was setup.
Okay.
Um, when we had to bring in all our like equipment, our crates and whatnot, and I have a huge crate. I try to put everything in one trunk that has wheels, and so I'm like, wheeling that from maybe 5 blocks away because like they didn't tell us where to park. So it was and the wheels are pretty small. So when we tried crossing um, the train tracks, it got caught. So, but at the same time, the train was also coming. So so people are like, get them off the tracks. Like it was just it was pretty stressful. And instead of people helping us, people were like um, taking pictures or videotaping us, like struggling to get off, like to pick up like the wheel off the tracks and stuff. So it was definitely really stressful.
Did no one help?
Um, eventually, um, these two people were coming from the convention and they helped us out. Like they actually had to run across and actually help us instead of like who was around us. So
So everyone
it
just
was
pulled out their cell phones and
pretty
just people
much.
across the way bolted to you. That
Yeah,
is that's depressing. That's very.
a little bit. Yeah, that yeah, that's pretty much our society right now.
I could not comprehend that. I don't know. I feel like if I saw someone's wheel stuck in a train track, the first thing you're gonna do is try to get it out. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And and was that your first moment at Comic Con? Like was that before everything started?
Um, this was for San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, but was this
And
was this before everything? Because I'm wondering if this was your first scene of your movie.
yeah, this is pretty much a first scene.
Okay, because that's an intense scene to start with.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I, I think that's also a good way to start the mood of the whole movie of a train track and everyone just pulls out their cell
Uh,
phone because they didn't want to help you, not because they were worried about your safety because they thought that you were gonna bolt out. They just want to see your stuff get smashed. I know that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they just want a scene basically, and they
Yeah.
want to for their Instagram or Facebook and World Star and all that.
Yeah, I apologize, but I also would love to watch someone's shit get smashed by a train.
Yeah, because
I
it,
don't, I
it's
don't,
not it's not something that would happen every day.
yeah.
I think that's what
I
everyone
mean,
want to see.
I don't want to see people get hurt, but I wouldn't mind, property damage. Because
Sure.
it's a train, and it's not anything that cannot be replaced because it was a bunch of prints and artwork that you've done, right?
Yeah.
It would be very depressing for everyone who was involved in creating that artwork, and it would be very disheartening if your first few seconds at Comic Con was all of your products get damaged, get just wrecked.
Yeah.
But it's better than people getting hurt.
It's
You
true.
wouldn't get hurt. Wow, man, you had a train scene. That's very comic booky. I'm surprised that some villain didn't come out curl his mustache.
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite experience at when you were at San Diego Comic Con? Well, I guess let's do two. I want to know what was your favorite experience exhibiting, and what's your favorite experience at Comic Con in general.
Exhibiting, pretty much all the patrons that came by and loved the work. They would take selfies with our character cutouts. I don't know if you remember, I had Stan Lee reading a comic book to Red Ink Panda, who's also dressed up as Stan Lee. So people would like take pictures with them and whatnot, and I thought that was a really fun moments, because it happened several times. As for in general, there was this one moment in Comic-Con. I had my back turned. It was a line for Scotty Young. I wanted, for a Scotty Young signing. I forgot to bring my Nightcrawler. I don't know if you've ever seen my Nightcrawler puppet.
I did last night when I was scrolling through your Instagram like a
Oh
creeper.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I had that, and I wanted him to sign it, but I think it was the second day of Comic Con, and I forgot it. So I was in line and forgot to bring Nightcrawler. So I was like in a bad mood and whatnot, and then I felt this tapping on my right shoulder, saying, "Oh, hey, what's this line for?" And I was like, "Oh, fucking Scotty Young." And I turned around, it was Scotty Young. And it was like, "Oh, snap! Okay, cool. Let me just get in here and set up." It was like, "Oh shit, that's Scotty Young." So that was my favorite moment, because it was really cool about it. It was really, he started laughing when I said that. So yeah. And then
Now
people
what
were like, "Oh, dude, did you know that was Scotty Young?" Yeah. It was a fun moment.
was he being sarcastic, as in like he knows that the line was for him,
Yeah,
or was he
being sarcastic about
legitimately?
it. I think I was just in his way, so he
Oh,
tapped my
okay,
shoulder so he could pass by, kind of thing.
gotcha.
But just the timing.
What's his line for? Fucking you.
But yeah, had I known, I would have never used that.
Me and my friends actually got a photo with Jeff Johns because we were in line at around the
Oh.
DC booth,
Hmm.
and my friend who was dressed up as an enchantress, she was not. I think she wasn't wearing her glasses or something. But it's really easy to mistake Jeff Johns for any other just comic book nerd, because it's just a nondescript white
Yeah,
guy in a hat.
yeah, pretty much.
And he took a photo. He's like, "Oh, I love the Enchantress. Can I take a photo?" And he took a photo with her, and he walked away. And I was like, "Oh, that's Jeff Johns." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "That's Jeff Johns that you just took a photo with." She's like, "Oh my god." But I feel like Jeff Johns is a lot like Jeff Johns and Seth Green are two guys that can just go around Comic Con, and I think most people aren't going to recognize them.
I don't know, Seth Green, I would definitely recognize him, but
Would
Jeff
you?
John, yeah,
Because I've walked next to Seth Green at Comic Con and he didn't have any guards around him.
really, I've yet to
Yeah,
actually see him in person.
we were stuck by like that area that would be the Funko Pop area, so it
Yeah,
was just everyone's walking like those aliens from Fifth Element. And we're walking, and well, okay. So the first thing I think of is this guy is super short.
Yeah.
And I saw the red beard, and I was just like, that's Seth Green.
Did you take a picture with him?
No, because he didn't have his guards around him, and I didn't want to make a scene in such a big crowd.
Yeah,
And I'm never gonna be that guy. I'm not really a celebrity kind of. I like it. I like letting celebrities blend in. I don't like to draw attention. So I didn't. I just told him that I like his work, and moved on. I think because usually whenever I see someone, I look around at their badge to see if I can see their name, and I'm pretty confident I know that I checked his badge, and because I'm not just gonna assume that every person who looks like Seth Green is Seth Green.
It's true. Yeah.
I think it's bad when people flip their badges around so you can't see their name. I'm like, you know what I'm looking for. You mentioned your Nightcrawler puppet, and I was scrolling through and I saw plenty of drawings of Nightcrawler. So, is Nightcrawler one of your favorite characters?
Yes. It was my fave.
I think you kind of also answered that when you mentioned the Nightcrawler puppet, because not a lot of people have puppets of characters that they don't like.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be a series of puppets I was gonna start creating, but it never really caught on, I guess, because I was too busy drawing everything else. But when I made Nightcrawler, it was I was able to make them within a week of San Diego Comic-Con. I think this was in 2016 when I made them, and it was one of those things that screw it. I'm not gonna dress as anything, but I'll just be that guy with a puppet. Yeah.
Who would be the worst person to play Nightcrawler? And make it weird, because when I say worst person, they don't have to be alive.
The thing is, it's almost easy. Well, it's kind of easy to say who would be the worst person. Like, I think the hardest one would be who would be the right person.
I know who would be the worst.
But for me, who would be the worst? Gosh.
Just give me one name, because there's a lot of names.
There is a lot of names, but the first thing that would come to mind would be Trump. Make me mad, like with that accent.
I was part of the Munich circus.
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm the best X-Men. Not a lot of people tell you this, but I'm the best X-Men. Tremendous.
Oh man.
I was going with Don Knotts.
Oh yeah. Okay, that would be a good one too.
But Trump, huh? Now you're really making me want to do a drawing of Trump as Nightcrawler for the next Trump doodle. Huh. I really wasn't thinking about. I do my best to not think of Trump at all.
Yeah.
So.
It's hard not to. Like, he's everywhere.
Yeah, it's very strange, because I remember a glorious time when he was just that weird guy from The Apprentice.
He was in Home Alone too, right? That's how, at least that's where I remember him from.
Yeah, but we live in California, so I didn't know who this dude was.
That's true.
I feel like every time I talk to anyone from the East Coast or people who have lived in New York, they do know Donald Trump as being a villain. He's always been a bad guy. It's everyone else who they only know him from The Apprentice, and there's a level of what was it, on Fiddler on the Roof? It says, when you're rich, they think you really know, and it's just that whole concept of that people worship rich people. And they just think that rich people know something that we don't. And it's like, no, they don't. He doesn't. Yeah. He's just always been a bad guy, and with a famous name.
Oh, yeah.
And I missed the time when he was just a weirdo from The Apprentice, and I didn't have to think about him often. He can say his little racist thing, and I'll be like, he's just a dick. Those were good times. What is the weirdest thing that you've been hired to draw?
Um, I guess it would be my mural, like in high school.
That's a good answer. Oh no.
Yeah.
Your very problematic mural.
Yeah.
Is the mural still there?
No, they painted over it.
Okay.
They finally painted over it. So it took them, I think, maybe 4 or 5 years after I graduated.
Gotcha. Because I don't see that mural still existing right now.
Yeah. The teachers are still there, I'm pretty sure. So.
The very problematic mural.
Yeah.
Besides the God, I'm still thinking about that. Like you're just people coming in and complaining and be like, yeah, that was one of our students, and they're like, oh, you should probably not have your students paint. Wow. Besides the mural, what would be a weird thing? What's a weird commission that you've gotten? I really want to see this mural.
If I ever find a picture, I'll definitely send it your way.
Cool. I can probably find the article. What school was it?
Upland High School.
Upland High School? All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into this.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
There's definitely a news article in there. But the weirdest commission was probably from a realtor. They wanted me to do a cartoon version of her, but she knows and doesn't know what she wants, basically. It's in a way that she wants her to be like a cartoon, inapproachable and like friendly looking and whatnot, but not deceiving. Like she wants her, she wants to keep her wrinkles or whatnot. Like it was weird. So when I ended up like drawing it, she loved it, and I don't remember if she used it on her business cards, but I got paid for it, and yeah, it was.
When you say deceiving, do you mean flattering?
Like I forgot how like she described it, but she doesn't want me to take away her age. Basically, she wants her wrinkles in there or whatnot, like, but still cartoony. So when I did that, it ended up like to me it ended up looking weird. But she loved it still. It was just I think it was just more of like an awkward
conversation.
Yeah, basically, like to try to get what she wants as a drawing. But yeah,
I think the weirdest commission I've gotten was 2 haunted houses having sex.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, actually, no, that wasn't the weirdest. There we
go. There we go.
Okay, here we go. It was
I knew if I told you an example of a weird drawing,
yes,
you would have something better. Come on, you're an artist. I refuse to believe that an old lady.
It was a sketch cover.
Okay.
It was. I forgot where it was a nod to another cover, but it's basically Iron Man making out with Ultron, with Ant-Man in the back, like snickering. So, yeah, that was pretty odd.
He was snickering? Someone asked specifically make him snickering in the background?
Yeah, like like giggling, because in the comic books, Ant-Man was the one that created Ultron, right?
Yeah, Hank Pym.
And so in this one, like they wanted to show that it's Iron Man and Ultron making out like he as if like they're together. Like I don't know. It was the idea of it was like I thought it was hilarious. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Why not? But like it was weird.
I think one of my favorite requests I've gotten was a drawing of emo Wolverine.
Emo
Uh,
Wolverine.
emo Wolverine, because he was saying that I made him saying something like, I wish that I wish my soul could heal, or I wish my
Oh
I wish
man,
my
that's so
feelings could
good.
heal.
See, if I got something like that, that would be awesome.
Um, so when this bowl comes out, it'll be let's see, there'll be 2 weeks left until when Comic Con was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Did you have any plans for Comic Con?
Not as a vendor, but every year, me and my wife would go. It's kind of like it's our tradition to always go every year. Even because we got married in July 8th, and just a couple weeks before Comic Con, a few years back, and for our honeymoon, we actually went to Comic Con, for our honeymoon. So Comic Con's like a big deal for us. So we try to go every year, but this year, obviously.
Sure.
So, you know, that was pretty much the plan, just to attend.
Do you have any traditions outside of Comic Con? When I say that outside of Comic Con, I have specific meals that I do during Comic Con.
Yeah. Um, it was it was actually after Comic Con. We have this tradition of going to a Mexican restaurant. It's the same one every year. Um, I forgot what that place is called, but we always knew it. So that
There's a whole lot of good Mexican places around Comic Con.
yeah, there is. But this one it was special because it was it was like it was like a mission like area, like I forgot, like it's like that old town San Diego where like it forgot Rosa something.
Hmm.
I don't know. But it's they say it's like the place is haunted. Um, we haven't
Naturally.
really gone around and like checked it out, but one of these days we will. So yeah, we always went there. We loved that place.
I usually I actually still remember all of the food that I do during Comic Con, and I'm actually contemplating seeing if I can still mm, not do the exact routine,
Mm.
but do something similar. Because let's see, Wednesday night I would always go with AJ and the Forbidden Panel folks to get my macaroni and cheese at the strip joint, the Gaslamp strip joint.
Okay.
Because they had delicious lobster macaroni and cheese that had scallops in it, and it was just fantastic. Um, then my next meal, I think I don't have anything Thursday, but Friday was always I would go get Boogity Beppos for my friend's birthday. I did
Hmm.
I did suggest that we arrange a Zoom Boogity Beppo thing or a Zuma di Beppo. Um, and then Saturday I would always get seafood with my friends. So I'm like I still think I'm going to try to uphold the traditions.
Yeah. So like for some of this, are you gonna be making it yourself or are you gonna you
Oh,
know
I can't make anything.
okay. So we
I mean,
so where are you gonna get the stuff then?
well, I know Boogity Beppo I'm going to make an order and get takeout. That's
Yeah.
the easiest one. The seafood and the macaroni and cheese. Well, the macaroni and cheese I'm probably going to make myself. It's just going to be a really cheap version. I'm not going to do the lobster scallops thing. I'm just going to go and get Velveeta.
Okay.
And then the seafood one, we'll find out. We'll find. Stay tuned. No, I don't know. The macaroni and cheese one, I was actually contemplating to see about driving down to San Diego and getting some takeout, and then finding like some park to just eat the macaroni and cheese in an area away from people,
Yeah.
or my car. We'll see. I don't know. I'm doing my best to try to stay away from people, so I don't know if that's an actual thing that I'm going to do, but
Yeah.
I'd like to get out of the house. um, Seafood, I'm not too confident about my cooking abilities, seeing as how I barely cook at all. I'm not too confident about taking on seafood. But there's plenty of restaurants I can get takeout.
Yeah.
Are you making a lot of your own food? Because I know that would be the safest route.
Yeah, I actually do cook a lot. I've worked in several restaurants, and I was able to, work around the kitchen. So,
This guy.
yeah. Um, so yeah, I do cook a lot for my wife. Like, so she doesn't really eat anything until I start cooking it. So, I have to.
Man, because I was gonna say your wife was the hero of mine for getting you to keep on making art, which I appreciate because you are a fantastic artist, and I'm really bummed that you were this close to not being an artist. And I'm like, no, don't do that because your artwork is amazing. But now I also kind of am jealous of your wife's position of having someone to make food.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's also a burden because like I would experiment sometimes and make her eat it. So,
I'm okay with that. I'm fine with being a guinea pig. It's I think that is a worthy payment for free food. I'd be okay with that. I've never said no to trying new food. So you weren't gonna you made the Nightcrawler puppet for one Comic Con, and was that specifically for the Comic Con that you're gonna have the Nightcrawler puppet?
yeah, it was just for that, but then it became a thing where I would let my favorite artist sign on it. I was able to get, I believe I was able to get, Scotty Young, of course. I was able to get.
After you said fuck it.
Yeah, after yeah. I think I was able to get Stanley. I got Len Wine to sign it, and a bunch of other artists. So now I just have him in a glass case, basically.
That's pretty cool. This Nightcrawler puppet just got a lot better.
Yeah.
Wow. Um, so did you have any? I know you said you didn't have any plans for exhibiting, but we're gonna hand out stuff or anything?
No, not really. I was just gonna attend. So.
Gotcha. Because I was planning on QuestionCrunch. I was hoping on being able to have like I don't know, some kind of flyer or some kind of cartoon to give to people if they answer my questions. And I was gonna walk around Comic Con with a sign that says something like "Answer my questions for free art" or some shit like that.
Good idea. I started doing something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, because I want people to realize that I ask a lot of really bizarre questions at this show, on this podcast, and thinking about Comic Con, you've seen those people with the sign that say "free hugs," right?
Yeah.
I never really liked those guys with a free hug shirt or signs. I've never trusted hugging them, but now.
Yeah. Now, yeah, it's a whole different level.
I feel like whenever I feel safe to go outside or go to a convention and I see someone with a shirt that says free hugs, I'm going to hug the fuck out of them. I'm so hug deprived that the next time I see someone like that, I think that your shirt said free tackle. That's what I heard. That's what I saw. Have you ever hugged any of those free hug folks?
No, but I did have a free hug shirt.
You're like, hell no.
I did have a free hug shirt and actually had people hug me. So,
So you were one of them.
Kinda. Yeah, in a way. But the thing is, like.
In a way, you had a shirt that said free hugs.
Yeah, but like, I wasn't planning on hugging anyone, to be honest.
Don't wear the fucking shirt. Like I don't want to victim blame, but you were asking for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
your shirt said free hugs.
The thing is, I love to hug. I'm a hugger. So
Yeah.
it was like, I wore like I have that shirt, hoping but not expecting. So when it happens, like, oh, this is nice. You know,
Okay, but you did think that
I
someone was
did.
gonna hug you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
good, because you can't wear a shirt that says free hugs and not and be
expect it.
like, what are you doing,
Yeah.
buddy? That would be strange. I kind of want to wear a free hug shirt that says like in small print, but not like JK. What social media do you think? What social media of yours people need to follow?
Definitely my Instagram. It Red Ink Panda on Instagram. I also have a Twitter. Also with the same name handle, and Facebook. All the same.
So all people have to search is Redding Panda on every
Yep,
platform.
pretty much.
Excellent. What final words do you have for any aspiring artist or aspiring panda or aspiring free hugger or
Um,
aspiring muralist?
Plain and simple, never give up. Just keep on going. Draw, hug, mural, anything you want, need to do, keep doing it.